my membership's just not growing. Things are going really slow. I'm not getting many new members. I'm starting to think my membership is just rubbish and people don't even like it. And what am I doing? Like, have I made a bad choice? I hear this all the time, and do not worry. There is a solution. What's normally happened is you've created this product, this membership site, right? You've built up a lot of pressure around the launch, right? You've got some excitement, some hype. You've got people on your list. You've been building up an audience. You've launched this thing. You've got some sales. You're doing great. You're feeling good. And then now some time has passed, and you know, some members are starting to leave. You're not getting many new members. And now you're thinking like, oh, what the hell am I supposed to do? Well, don't worry. There is a solution. There is a way that all you need to do is you need to find a system. This is not the only system I'm going to share with you today, but you need to find a system that will continuously get you new members, right? Something that you can do on a daily basis, right? Which is manageable for you and your current situation, resources, and capabilities, okay? So one great way is ads, right? A lot of people say run some ads, you know, do lead ads, do Tripwire funnel ads. You can do ads to challenges. This works, it's great, but what if you don't know how to do ads? What if you haven't got a budget, right? What if you can't front the expense for 2 or 3 months before you see your return, right? Sometimes ads can take a bit of testing, right? Okay, and then some people say, no, build some lead magnets and some funnels and do a newsletter, do some content and drive people to your website and offer them a free thing, right? Great, but again, what if you don't know how to build a funnel perfectly well? What if you don't know how to write copy great? Luckily, AI is there to help us, right? But still, you need to make sure that the product that you sell matches perfectly to the situation that the avatar is in the moment that they reach you, and that it's a valuable thing that they want. And then you still have to nurture them and warm them up through your email. Again, it works, you don't get me wrong, but there is another way, okay? This is my 3x20 system, which is how value-driven creators are growing their communities without the complexity, right? Without complex funnels and complex ads. I mean, funnels take time. You've got to build the page, you've got to build the thank you page, you've got to build all the automations, and then you've got to launch it, and then maybe the conversions aren't great. You spend time trying to tweak that. Again, don't get me wrong, it can work, but when you're alone, it can be exhausting, right? So let's get into this. There's a document here that you can get inside my free community if you're not there. And it breaks everything down for you. I tried to write this thing so that it's a playbook, right? It's a guide, book that you can follow. It explains exactly how to do everything, right? It's got templates in it. It's got trackers in it. It's a full toolkit for you to have success using this method, right? But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to be selling through conversations, right? Conversational selling, I guess you could call it. It's DM marketing basically. But it's not a new way, right? But might be a new way for you, and it's certainly working well at the minute, right? Ads are getting harder. The costs of ads are going up, yeah. The funnels are getting harder. The people are just less willing, right, to exchange their free information in exchange for your free thing, right? They've seen it all before now. There's a lot of people also offering it, right? You've got to try and understand that your end user is now in a situation where they are just information overload, right? They're just getting bombarded with information all the time and conflicting and there's not often one way to do anything, right? There's often multiple ways to do something. So everyone's telling you their way is the best way, right? And it drains you, it drains your end user. But this conversational selling approach that we're going to do, you connect with them a little bit first. You offer them some value up front. That's why I say value-driven entrepreneurs, right? And then you make the sale. You don't need a funnel. You can just do the selling direct in the DM, okay? So you can read through this. We'll just quickly go through it together. I've just explained there why most creators are stuck, and I've introduced the new approach, okay? There's stories of how I've used this with my clients, and then let's get into this, okay? So you've got two options. You're going to fall into one or two categories, right? If you have got a engaged audience on social media and you're getting like 10 to 20, 30, 40 interactions a day on your posts, then you're golden. You can just use your profile. If you're less starting out, you've got less of an audience, you're not getting much interaction on your posts, you're posting and like 3 people like it and you get 1 comment, right? I know we've all been there. You're going to have to leverage other people's audiences, which is basically another way of saying groups, right? You're going to find groups on LinkedIn, Facebook. You could I suppose there's other places you might know inside that's relevant to your niche where there's groups existing, okay? And then you go into these groups and you check the rules and you make sure it's all good, that you can offer free advice, and then you just create a post every day, okay? And this post is just going to be basically a written post with a text, an image, right? The image can just be a photo of you, you know, like giving it some of that. It can be a photo of you like sipping your coffee. You've probably seen them all before, doing some lifestyle thing, right? Something relevant to your niche. Or you can use AI to create you an image. So you just write the text, you put it into the AI and you say, give me an image for this post, okay? And then the text is going to just be value. You're just going to be sharing some useful information related to a free lead magnet, to a free gift, okay? So let me back up a little bit. Maybe I didn't explain this very well. Maybe I should have said that the first step is to make a free gift, okay? So your free gift is going to have to be something which nicely leads them into your main product, right? Your main membership. So think about what's the big goal of your membership, right? What's the dream outcome? What is everyone striving towards, you know? And then think about one piece of that journey, right? It can be the very first piece, or it can be a piece within the middle of the journey, right? You want to try and get the sexiest piece. That's what I like to call it, right? Find the piece that's like the most attractive, right? The most difficult or most exciting, right? And then create a lead magnet that helps the person get that result, okay, or overcome that problem. And yes, you'll probably still teach it inside your membership as well, but that's fine. This is a separate resource that you're offering for free. Now create content around that and around your whole journey and say, if you want to know more about this, you can get it for free, okay? You post this content on your profile, right? Or on your, in some free groups. Now, you've probably seen a lot of people talking about this ManyChat DM automation, right? Where you offer a freebie and they get you the DM. This is basically the same thing, but there's more at the end, okay? So we're going to post the content, right? And then we're going to start reaching out to everybody who comments and likes and interacts, okay? There's some templates here inside this document. You know, you're going to say things like, someone's just commented on your post, right? You're going to say like, hey, cool, I saw you send them a DM, right? Hey, I noticed you commented on my post about whatever we just posted. Really appreciate your thoughts on the point they made. So you address what they said. And then you just say, I'm curious, you know, what's your biggest challenge, or what's your number one goal? Okay. There's a couple more templates here. The principle, let me just help you understand the flow of the conversation, because the wording is just, they're just words, right? You just be you. You just got to try and be natural, friendly, forthcoming, okay? But the principle is, first, you know, you interact with them and you make sure that they got the free thing that you're talking about, okay? So if they commented saying, yeah, I want your free thing, cool. If they commented some interesting point about the free thing, then you'd say, hey, do you want the free thing? You send it to them. I would just send it just straight in the DMs, you know, but you can, if you want to put it on a web page and have them go there and put their email, you can do that, okay? But for simplicity and ease, I would just send it as a link, just a Google Doc. I wouldn't even look at this. There's just text, bold, italic, and underlined, right? There's no images, I don't even think I've got page numbers on this, right? It's as long as the content is good, you're gold, all right? Don't spend too much time messing around making a lead magnet, and don't make a web page unless you want to, right? It's your call, okay? But the first step is reach out, make sure they got the thing, and make sure they get it, right? And then you need to follow up with these people, right? You need to say, hey, how did you like that thing? You know, did you get the thing? Have you had a look at the thing? What were your thoughts on the thing? How was, right? You want to get them to reply. And as soon as they reply, no matter what they say, you just be like, great, I'm glad it helped you. You know, are you looking for this result? We kind of know they're looking for the result, because otherwise they wouldn't have commented on the thing that you're talking about, right? So you're offering a free thing that helps them get a certain result. And then now they've replied, and now you say, great, I'm glad it helped you. And you know, how soon are you looking for this result? You know, or how much of this result do you want? You want to kind of get them to commit to some kind of goal. You want them to admit that they're working towards something. If they don't do that, then just keep chatting or end the conversation, okay? But once they've committed a goal, then you want to ask them like what's their urgency, like when are they trying to do this? You know, I've spoke with some people that are like, yeah, I'm trying to grow my thing, but I'm busy until January, right? I'll be doing it in a couple of months. So again, if that happens, politely end the conversation or keep chatting a bit, you know, keep in touch as you wish. But the point is we want to try and find people who've got a problem, they're trying to solve it, and they're trying to do it right now. All related to your membership topic and this free lead magnet. Now, I feel like I'm making this sound more complicated than it is. Maybe you have to watch it again. Maybe it sounds easy. Maybe it does make more sense to you. But here, it's quite simple. Posting content, giving them the free thing, and then asking if they liked it. Now, once they respond, they're into the next phase. Now you're chatting, right? You assume when you're chatting, you assume they liked it and you ask them to commit to their goals, okay? If you get that far, now you just say, well, cool, I've helped people with that in the past. Maybe I could help you, all right? And then it can go in many ways. They'll maybe ask you for your help straight away. They'll ask how, they'll ask for proof, they might ask more questions. And then, or they might go silent. Probably that's what will happen. So you want to follow up with them. Hey, you know, do you want some help? You know, is this something you might want to explore? You want to try and like suggest the possibility of working together. And then when they say, yeah, like, tell me more, that's when you ask them to commit further. So now you want to say something like, so I know for this, if you want to execute on this strategy, you're going to need about an hour a day, all right, to do it effectively. So if I was teaching somebody this, I would say, great. Before I tell you more, are you able to post on social media once a day and spend 30, 40 minutes sending messages? And they'll be like, yes or no. If they're like, no, I can't do that, I've got no time, or I don't, blah, 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 I would just politely end the conversation and move on. If they say yes, great, you move on to the next stage. You say the price, all right? And then do you want to work with me? That's it. Okay, and then you can just send a payment link in the chat and you can get them to work with you. It's going to take a bit of following up. It's going to take a bit of work. You're going to get maybe 10, you're going to reach out maybe 10 people and maybe half of them will reply, and then maybe half of them will reply again, and then maybe half of them will eventually become a buyer. So it does take a bit of time, but this is a strategy you can do immediately with no budget, no tech skills, no tech stack even. You only literally need your phone and a social media account, okay? Yes, AI can help you. Yes, you're going to need to make a lead magnet, but you can do this and it works. It will be a sustainable way. It's not massively scalable, especially doing it by yourself, but it can help you grow your community, and that is what we want, and that's why I'm making this video. So you can grab this. There's a checklist just to keep you on track here, which shows you your tasks throughout the day. There's a little tracking template, so you can see on this, it's suggesting that you do 2 posts a day, aim to get about 10 people commenting on that post, and then you want to send all 10 of them people a DM. You want to be following up with people who haven't replied to your conversations, and then you want to try and track how many conversations you've had that lead into sales, okay? And you can just track that on a daily basis. So some important notes, you know, I would focus on consistency over perfection here. You do not need to be perfect, but you do need to be consistent. It's hard in the beginning. You're going to do this for a week or two and you're not going to get much results and you're going to think it doesn't work. But it's a slow burner. There's a little bit of a delayed reaction to this, okay? So you put the work up and then after a bit of time, you start getting the results, so stay with it. Obviously, use AI for your creation, but always edit it and check it and make sure that it's you, sounds like you, feels like you, and is true. All right. Prioritize warm outreach, meaning if like, I didn't really tell you this in the video, but if you find yourself in a situation where you can't find good groups or you're not getting good interactions, your own social media profile is small, then you might have to turn to cold outreach, which would mean going and finding people on competitors' pages, or going and finding people interested in hashtags, or finding people in following similar accounts, and then send them a message. And this is going to be like a cold message. So you're just going to be sending them a message out the blue saying, hey, I noticed you're interested in this thing. Me too, how long have you been into it? Okay, so you're just trying to strike up a conversation with a stranger, all right? And then once you're talking, you can offer them your free thing, and then you can move through the same conversation. There are templates inside this free resource even for cold messages as well to help you. Okay, track everything, because that gives you confidence. Sometimes your mind goes playing tricks on you, but when you just look at the numbers, it becomes pretty obvious. If you're not getting results, you'll notice that it's because you weren't sending messages probably a week earlier. And when you are getting results, it gives you confidence. It proves to you that it works. And then also you can maybe find parts in the process that are not working so well. Like one of the parts might have really low numbers, and you can work on improving that. And obviously adjust my templates inside this document to match your voice. So that's it. I just want to give you a word of caution, you know, especially if you're doing this cold on Instagram or you haven't done it much before, even LinkedIn. You cannot just go and send like 10 messages a day just off the cuff like that. You have to warm your messaging account up a little bit. You have to start with like 2 or 3 messages a day for a few days and then gradually increase it. And just over a 2-week period, try and work up to about 10 a day. You can even go as much as 20 eventually. So just go slow on this if you're just starting it. Okay, that's and on Instagram and Facebook specifically, you can only send one message to somebody if they're not following you and they haven't interacted with you. Okay, so you cannot follow up with them. You have to make sure that your first message gets a reply. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, but you should be good. If you want this free resource, it's in my free group. If you want help doing this and growing your membership and anything with your retention and marketing and sales, I have a free call you can book with me. We can chat about that, and you can potentially join me in my group program where we have the Many More Members method, and you get access to a tool as well to help you grow, and obviously coaching with me. So that's there as well if you want it. Everything is in the description, all the links for all of this stuff, and I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Bye.